Hey Tigers, doing a video review film session for our game against the Lakers, and didn't know if it would be a good idea or not to do this, but I think it is actually a great idea. It's always tough to look at a video where you had a tough loss or at the end of the season where there's not a lot of time to review, but I think there's a ton that we can learn from rewatching this game. And we've played these guys 5 times in the last 2 seasons at Fieldhouse, and they've been kind of the obstacle that haven't been able to overcome in the playoffs. We're 2-3 overall against them, but both of our losses to them in the playoffs. And so we're gonna have to learn how to beat them to get over the hump. And it's pretty common. If you remember Michael Jordan's career, he had to learn how to beat the bad boy Pistons before he started winning championships. LeBron had to get past the Celtics in the East before he started winning championships. And so we need to, learn how to get over the hump here to win championships at Fieldhouse. So before I get to the tip-off, let's just remember what the strategy was coming into the game. Defensively, we wanted to play man-to-man. And there's a reason we wanted to play man-to-man. It's because they'd always torched our zones in the past because they're a very good passing team and a very good shooting team. And so we wanted everyone to be accounted for. But we also know that they had a few players we needed to watch out for. Two of them are shooters. Number 21 here is the best shooter in any of the leagues that we play in. You give him an open look, he's probably going to knock it down. And so we said we're going to have one person with him all the time. They're always going to play close to him. We're never going to help off of him. And we can't let him get a three-point shot off. Number 31 is similar, not quite the shooter 21 is, but still a very good shooter. And so we weren't going to give him a whole lot of space either, and we can't rotate as far off of him as we would normally rotate off of someone in our man-to-man defense. This leg belongs to number 11, who's going to be jumping. He's their best player. And not only is he their best player, he's probably the best player in any of the leagues we play in. And we had Creed guarding him, and we had some techniques we taught Creed to try to keep him out away from the basket. And we said that, Eliab and Tripp, Eliab guarding number 20 and Tripp guarding number 13, we're going to guard these guys, but give number 11 a respect step, meaning that when we rotate defensively, we're going to be one extra step closer to number 11 than we would normally be on our rotation, so that it's difficult to get him the ball, and when he does get it, he's surrounded by help defenders, namely Tripp and Eliab in this lineup. So that's our defensive strategy. Offensively, we know they're going to put us in a half-court trap to start out. That's what they did last year. We turned the ball over a lot against them last year, which led to an early lead for them. And we had a plan this time to break it. So let's see how we do against it. Going to tip-off. Tripp almost beats him despite being smaller by a head. Okay, so here we go. First play, Creed has pushed this guy all the way out a step outside of the free throw line. That's fantastic. Now we'd like Tripp to stay down. Don't want him jumping for that pass. We just want him staying down with a forearm in his back, ready to stay in front of him. We're not going to out-jump him for the ball when we're behind him. Now when he turns, Eliab, if he turns to his right, should be ready to cut him off. Tripp over here outside of your screen should be cutting him off if he turns to his left side. And then Brandon and Colton need to stay back on the shooters. So we see Brandon and Colton are on the shooters. Eliab has rotated over. Tripp needs to rotate over a little bit more. But overall, pretty good. We keep him out of the paint, and he doesn't get a shooting opportunity there. Creed's still working to keep him out there. Good. Now here, the ball was all the way in the corner. In a normal rotation, Tripp's supposed to be halfway across the court, kind of like Brandon is, except lower. But because we're giving a respect step, Tripp should be almost all the way over to this part of the key so that when he catches it, he's unable to turn because he would be running into Tripp too. Tripp obviously needs to keep a pointer on 13 so that if he tries to make a pass, we can recover and get there. But we want Tripp there helping, and then Eliab should be coming crashing down from behind as the help defender based on our strategy. Instead, Brandon helps down and leaves the shooter open. That's not what we wanted to do. But again, Creed has a good box out. Gets it there. Now, Colton, because it's a trap, like we talked about, we've got to get rid of this ball quickly. And your probably best option right now to get it quickly is over to Creed. Maybe you could skip it to Brandon, but you've got a lot of tall guys on you, so probably just right back to Creed. Trip. But when we hold it for too long, that's what happens. So we're getting back on D. Colton's playing him real nice and tight. Gets a hand on the ball there. I love the pressure we were putting on 21 for the whole game. I mean, we really, like 95% of the time, we really did a good job. Here, Creed lets him get a little deeper than we like. He's still not as close to the hoop as he could be. But once again, Creed's jumping up and trying to get the ball. When he's doing that, he's picking a side. He's picking the left shoulder. And what great big men do is they feel the body of the defense, and they're taught to feel. If you're on one side, they're going to turn to the other side and seal you off. So I'd like to see Creed down in his stance low, forearm in his back, not picking a side, because when he's on the left shoulder, you're going to see him turn the opposite way, seal Creed off. And then we also want to see his trip should be giving the respect step. So as soon as he catches it, trip's got to be here, so if he turns into trip. Like I said, he seals him off. Trip's not there. He's out on his man. And that's an easy bucket. We let him get down that low. It's not a whole lot we can do at that point. All right, so we're back to breaking the trap. Good pass. We said that we were going to have Trip cut to the sideline. Brandon give and go cut down the middle. And then Eliab comes and fills and replaces. Everyone's doing their job, and so Brandon's open. Kicks out to Eliab. Now, Eliab, you lured out number 11. When there's an old saying that says, when the cat's away, the mice will play. When we can get him out of the key, we got to attack the basket. So I'd love to see you here, instead of shooting this, which is a tough shot that he almost blocks, pump fake it, and then let's take the ball into the paint. Doing a good job of keeping that ball moving. Nice probe. Gets out to Creed. Creed takes a nice driving lane and hits a floater. 2-2. Again, love that Colton's picking him up all the way out at half court. Clipped him on the screen, but he and Brandon keep their eyes on 21. They stay with the play. And together, Colton and Brandon make a nice steal. Good screen by Creed. Kicks out again. Cat's away. Let's pump fake it, take him out of the play, and then we can pass it to Trip coming down the middle, or we can drive it. But we're launching a three with the best shot blocker in the league jumping up trying to block us. Here, Colton needs to pick him up earlier. With a great shooter, if you're picking him up with your whole body behind the three-point line, he could easily step into a three at this point, and he'll hit those. And so we want to get up closer. Are we okay with him shooting the ball from way out there? Yes, we are. What we need to see, though, are better box outs. I want to show some. Oh, let's let it play. But when we go to the box out, I just want to point something out. Look at how we box out. So shots up. We've got Creed putting a body on him. Great box out. I don't see a box out here. I don't see a box out here. I don't yet see box outs here or here. Let's see if anyone else on the team besides Creed bothers to box out. Not really. We've got to do better at boxing out so that those rebounds are ours. So Brandon, I know you're pointing because Eliab's open, but you should also be cutting to the ball. I like that Brandon's under control, changing directions. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Gets it into Creed. Creed makes a great pass to Tripp, great pass to Colt. I mean, this is how you break the press. Point blank shot. We had a rough night shooting. It just, we had a lot of shots that we normally make that weren't going down. Tripp goes to the line, makes 1 out of 2. I'm gonna fast forward. So look, big guy's bringing up the floor. Creed stops ball. We're back on defense. Brandon makes an athletic steal. Great job. Once again, we're doing a real nice job. Tripp just takes his eye off the ball for a split second, but he's cutting into the exact right spot. We hold on to that. We've broken the trap successfully again. Now I like where Colton's picking him up. Let's see how Creed's doing at keeping 11 away from the hoop. So once again, Creed's sliding over to a side, trying to steal a ball he doesn't really have a chance getting. He needs to get his forearm into the lower back of 11, be right in the center of him, and then we're hoping, Eliab's doing a nice job with the respect step. I don't see Tripp doing the respect step on the same side, and the problem with that is that Creed has picked this side, and so we need the help on that side. So here we want to not pick a side, Creed, and then Tripp, we've got to be there. So when he turns around, he's turning right into you. One thing that's great about playing against great players is that, it makes you up your game and pay attention to the details that you need to slow them down. And also you can learn from them, right? I mean, he's a great player and he does a lot of good things. I hope our big guys notice some of the things he's doing and try to add that to their games. He makes both of the free throws. Nice job. Great decision. Another point blank shot. I mean, Creed, Brandon, Colton on that play, great job. So we're going back to the free throw line. Now, the videos, some of these are from Eliab's dad, some of these are from Jess. I think my wife Jess. I think that Eliab's dad's video's a bit higher quality, but it only captures sections. So I'm going to pause it here and flip over to the other video to finish the rest of the first quarter.